If you wait until you're desperate to make a decision, you are going to make a decision that's going to probably give you worse results because the decision is going to be made out of dysfunction or chaos, and it's not going to be made like with wisdom. When you make wise decisions, you're usually using like the front part of your brain, your frontal cortex. You're not using your amygdala. That's the decision. That's the fight or flight kind of mode. And so you can't let things get to the point of, oh my gosh, now I have to deal with this and I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever somebody tells me to do because you have let it get so bad. This is kind of like a warning for those of you who are not paying attention and you think just because you're looking the other way it doesn't exist. If you're not looking at if you're not tracking your progress, whether it's progress in the wrong direction or progress in the right direction, if you're not tracking it, then you can't fix it. You can't take an honest look at something you're not even willing to look at. So if you are racking up, let's say, credit card debt, when I did this years ago and I wasn't looking at the interest, I didn't want to look. I didn't want to see how much I was spending. It wasn't until I actually sat down and calculated on each card, and I had like 16 credit cards because that was normal for me to shop and put things on credit cards. It wasn't until I sat down and calculated what did I spend on a year, and I took each card and I wrote down what was the year in interest on this card. Oh, $700 here, $600 here. I literally got like throw up. I wanted to puke. I was so disappointed in myself because I had let it get to that point of what was I doing? I was not paying attention to it. The same thing happens if you're overeating or you're over drinking. You're not paying attention to what is happening until one day you look in the mirror and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I've aged and I look gross and I feel gross and now I got to go to the doctor and I have all these problems, and then I'm willing to take whatever prescription they tell me to take because I'm desperate for relief." You have to track things ahead of time. You have to take an honest look at what your habits are doing. The habits. 90% of the results you're getting are from the habits, the things that you're mindlessly doing that you're not paying attention to. You're just doing. And until we take an honest look at those habits and those things that are causing the results we don't want, we can't break free from it. When the Bible says that the truth sets you free, that's the truth. The truth of a situation, right? Not the facts. They're not the reasons, not the perception, not the excuses. There's always going to be different facts around a subject. There's always going to be different facts and reasons and perspectives and thoughts and opinions. But the truth is the truth. You can't get rid of the truth. The truth is the highest form of reality. And so when you start functioning from the truth, you function at a much clearer spot. You function from a place of wisdom and discernment because you're functioning in a realm that most people aren't willing to go to. They're not willing to look at the truth of a specific topic. They're only willing to defend the lies or defend the facts or defend what they think is right or true or what they've been taught or what they believe or whatever the case is. But the truth is the highest form of reality. So you want to start there. What is the truth of the situation? What's the truth of your debt? What's the truth of your body weight, your body fat? What's the truth of, um, all of these different things? Start there. If you wait until everything's a crisis to then make a decision or to get control, you can still make a clear decision. I'm not saying that you can't, but more times than not, when we wait until there's like an actual crisis happening, it feels like you're living on the edge of a cliff. And it's a terrible place to be because you try to fix that crisis with another crisis. Oh, well, I'll just do this quick get rich quick, or this quick thing, or this quick fix. I'll buy all these diet pills. I'm going to get on, this weight loss drug because having control and clarity, it's a form of self-control. It's a form of discipline. And these are things that you need to exercise in life. You need to practice because discipline usually just doesn't happen. We have to practice discipline in our eating and in our spending and in different things. This is how you break the pattern. You stop, you think, you take the time that you need to process whatever it is, whatever situation. Take an honest look at what you can do. And I'm not talking about what you can't do. I'm not talking about the things that are out of your control. I'm not talking about your spouse or what's going on in the world. I'm talking specifically about you, what you can do. What can I do? What can I do today to be different? What can I do? How can I make these changes? And this is how you break that pattern. And if you don't break the patterns, your kids will adopt them. They get harder and harder to break. You end up tolerating these things. You end up becoming one with it. You end up coming into agreement. This is why it's so important not to come into agreement with things that aren't true. People can live their whole life in a lie, thinking it's true. This is it. This is how I live. This is the way it is. This is me. This is my life. My body feels this way. My joints ache. I my marriage is this way. I can't, my husband does this and I can't do that. Marriage is difficult, but what can you do? What are the things that you can do despite maybe what your husband or your spouse is not doing? What are the things that you can do despite the economy and despite what's going on in the world? What can you do? So it comes down to taking ownership in your own, bring it all in. Bring it all in to your own space, your own home, your own thoughts, your own words. Start getting control of those things that stem directly from you and go out, instead of waiting and trying to handle things that are out that are coming in. So once we get control over those things and we are mindful, we're weighing we're weighing the risks of things, the pros and the cons. We're making decisions with clarity and prayer. We're using discernment. We are getting things in order. You're not going to be perfect. I'm not talking about like, oh, you got to be perfect in everything you do. You're not going to be perfect in everything that you do. You're going to mess up. You're going to fall back. It's very hard to break habits and patterns, and especially thought patterns, when our brain has been wired that way, because you're literally trying to rewire your brain to think differently. That takes effort. It's a laborious job to rewire a way of thinking when you're so used to thinking one way, because it feels weird. It's so awkward. And everything in you is going to say, no, that's not the way. Oh, you do it this way, not that way. What are you doing? You will have a mental kind of fight with yourself. It's a battle that you're going to have with yourself. And until you get that in the direction that you want to go, those old habits and those old patterns are going to continue to, take precedence over those new ones. You have to build up that new person. While you're working on becoming that new person and building and developing those new skills, don't be too hard on yourself. Just focus on one main area at a time. If it's getting the house in order, or getting debt in order, or getting relationships in order, or getting your health in order, focus on one thing, one of those big mountains to tackle at the same time, and then dabble in the rest. You're focused on one main thing. You're not letting everything else go. It's not like you're going to eat junk while you're working on decluttering your house. You're going to be mindful in the other areas, but you're not going to have too many big dominant goals at one time. And this is going to allow you to retrain your brain, build the new neural pathways in your brain, and build the mindset so you can start going in the direction that you want to go naturally. You naturally default at this type of behavior in person. One day you'll wake up and you'll be like, wow, I am different. And it might happen in 2 months or 3 months. Oh, there's a golf ball. Or 6 months or something. I just moved from that spot. It would have hit me in the head if I was over there. Thank you, Jesus. So you have to work on developing that new person, and it's going to take time. If you've had years in the opposite person, it's going to take time, and that's okay. Take a year. Take the time. Move if you have to. Get new friendships. Get new relationships. Start tuning into podcasts and videos that are going to help you become that person on a regular basis. It's the things that you do daily that's going to build that person. That's going to build that new person, that new higher elevated mindset person. You're not gonna be messing around with nonsense and things of lower value and doing all of the things that you used to do that waste time. Remember, you're trading your life for whatever it is that you're doing. Bottom line, you're trading your time, which is your life. And all of that stuff and all that junk and all that clutter and all of that garbage that you ate used to be money, which used to be time, which used to be life. So you have to start putting things in perspective. You have to start getting serious about it. Doesn't mean you have to be serious all the time, but get serious about these things. Go all in. Bet on yourself. Like I can do this. Go all in. Do what you got to do. Don't waste any more time on ridiculous, frivolous, nonsensical things. I don't know if that's a word, but don't, you know what I mean. Get going, get moving. You got this.